Hi,
Hi,
I'm Nick,
I'm Jill.
and we're
Hipstrings.
Hipstrings. So today is,
October 26th, 2017.
and this is episode 13,
Mm-hmm.
and we went to Rhinebeck. Yay!
Woo! We also
Um,
brought back the plague.
yeah, I've avoided it so far.
I have not, so I don't sound so great, but
Yeah, no, there's that's fairly typical for going to a large group of things. There used to be what we termed the con plague whenever we went to anime conventions, but yeah, the entire family is fairly miserable except for Adrian and I.
well, Adrian has the sniffles now.
He's got the sniffles. We'll get it after you guys. So
We'll see.
anyway, aside from that, though, it was a great time.
Yes.
This was my first time at Rhinebeck. Jill's second time. But
We have lots to share.
we have lots to share. But first, we'll get into what we've been doing lately.
So warped, twisted, and loopy.
And can I start?
Yeah, you can start.
Because it's pretty obvious. I finished my sweater.
And then
Um,
and Nick will show photos. I'll insert some photos of the entire family of sweaters at Rhinebeck. But here is Chris's.
should we go youngest, oldest?
Yeah, we'll do youngest to oldest. And Adrian's.
And Gabriella's.
And mine.
And mine.
And Nick's.
You're the oldest, though, so that should
Yeah.
be first. Anyways, yeah.
That is 5 Crazyheart sweaters.
5 Crazyheart sweaters, and people loved it. It was really, really cool to hear everybody whispering, "Oh my gosh, look at a family of sweaters! It's great." It was really fun. Unfortunately, it was unseasonably warm.
Yeah.
So we were only really able to wear them in the morning, and the kids were suffering. But by the time they
But
actually
fortunately,
took them
I
off.
think all the kids will get more than a year worth of wear. So if we come back to Rhinebeck next year, we will still be able to wear our family
I
sweater.
had such a great time. I might knit another sweater though for Rhinebeck next year. I don't know.
You don't have to wear the same sweater all day.
Well, true.
All
I'll
weekend.
have to carry a big bag of just sweaters. By the 5th year, I'm gonna have to be like, okay, it's 6 o'clock. Time to switch sweaters. Actually, 6 o'clock would be a terrible time, but you get the point.
Festival's over by 6.
Yeah, I know. That's why it's a terrible time.
Dinner sweaters.
Dinner sweaters. Yes, I'll have my morning, my lunch, my afternoon, and my dinner sweaters.
Some high tea sweater.
High tea sweater. Yeah. That's enough of that.
So,
Yeah, I'm happy because this is an FO that I mean, you guys saw the last FO that I had, so it's been a while. And then it just sort of ballooned from there. So I had another one with the leftover yarn from this. I ended up making a pair of fingerless mitts for my daughter, which she loves, and I have no idea what
she has squirreled them away somewhere.
Yeah, they're she might be wearing them while she's sleeping. I don't know.
She's quite fond of them.
But they looked great, and so maybe next time I catch her, I'll take a photo and show them to you.
And then apparently, when you do something for a long enough time, it becomes a habit. I think I've gotten in the habit of knitting sweaters because I came back from Rhinebeck and cast on one sweater the first day we were back. So this is the Imagination sweater for, I think, from Knits from Boys. And this is in hand spun rainbow lay. And Nick has a sweater that matches, is the same yarn. So this is the leftovers. And so one of the boys will have a coordinating sweater.
This is becoming a trend. We use our leftover yarns of projects to make things for our children.
Yes. So that was one sweater. And then I went and I dropped stitches.
And I went and dropped stitches.
And then then the next day I cast on a Comfort Fade Cardi. So this is the neck of it, and I'm into the second color. So
let's hold that up a little bit.
See if you can hold it up better.
Yeah.
So this is 4 colors of Hipstrings Gifted DK, which is a superwash merino yarn. So this is the first color, that's Mallard. And then I'm now on to, this is a not yet released colorway. This is Have to Drive. And then this is Fern Gully. So it's very similar to Have to Drive. And then it will end in Cobblestone.
And the idea is to have a gradient of things like that,
Yes.
so it's good to have ones that are similar.
So, but I'm getting close to being to the sleeve separation for this. So it's going pretty quickly, which is being helped by the fact that I just sat and knit all day because I was feeling very poorly.
The other thing that I finally finished off, you know, I got in a roll. I was feeling proud, and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna dominate this time's Warp Twisted and Loopy. And Jill was like, no, I just finished a ton of other things.
Yeah, because
so
I've still got something else I finished too.
I'm proud of my progress because I finally finished spinning up the black alpaca. This is one of the
So you've spun up a pound of alpaca now.
Yeah, we have no idea where the other bobbins are, though. So I can't apply it yet.
I know where the white gray ones are.
Yeah, but I want the other black ones. I want to know where everything is so that I can figure out how I want to apply it together.
I'm sure I can do some digging and find them.
Yeah, when you feel better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I spun it up. I don't know if it's possible to even see with the level of focus, but black with sparkle, and it's I'm actually rather impressed with my consistency. So we'll see how it plies up, but it's nice and it's a nice yarn. So now I have to work on my bag of alpaca
fleece.
Yeah, the alpaca fleece. So, and then you had one other thing.
Yeah. So while waiting and then during the beginning of the Leaping Llamas at Rhinebeck, I finally finished the bind off for my Winnie shawl.
And you decided to do a ridiculous
Well, okay,
bind off
so I ran out of the blue, and so
you haven't even woven in ends yet. You're not.
I haven't woven in ends. I ran out of the blue early, and so I decided to just do a I-cord bind off at the bottom in the white.
So let me see this for a second, because this is a really, really cool pattern. Is this short rows that make the bumps there?
Yes, it's little short rows.
That's
that make
adorable.
those bumps.
That's great. Okay.
So.
Sorry. It is very soft. What's the yarn?
Sabbatical.
Okay. That's why it's so soft.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Is that everything?
That's everything. There's a couple rogue projects, but that's what I'm focusing on.
Okay. So then we get to our adventures, right?
Yeah.
And we have a lot of video that we need to put together, and we'll put together something for you here. This array of booths and barns and stuff. I have no idea where I'm going. We're just walking around, frankly, looking for apple cider donuts. Right, guys?
Yeah, and cotton candy.
We found them. And the line goes on for...
I went to the fleece sale, and what I picked up was these beautiful mohair fleece. So this will be for dyeing. So I love these curls. Curls for days. So, and a lot of the gray will actually wash out. That's dirt, and just a quick scour will get rid of it.
So it got a ribbon too, right?
Yes. So this is a second place mohair fleece.
Oh yeah. Podcaster meetup, and I'm actually pretty surprised there's nobody else with a camera. But if you look around, there's a whole bunch of podcasters. Either podcasters or people who want to meet podcasters, like us, and you, and down there too. Sheep and bunnies and even alpacas at fiber festivals. But have you ever seen a llama?
Okay. Okay, so tell me the name again. No. It's,
Let's see what this goes. Excellent. Okay, let's see what you got, Twist. Come on, Twist. Excellent. So a certified pet partners animal. He has an amazing disposition as an alpaca. We take him around a lot to different places. Good job. Come on, Coco. See, now the goat sees shoes goes under, and he thinks, why can't I? Unbelievable! Excellent!
We started our adventure to Rhinebeck. We left Wednesday night and we drove to State College, which we hadn't been to State College. We're both Penn State grads where we got our PhDs. We haven't been to Penn State in 6 years.
Yeah, at least. Yeah.
So it's been a while. So we drove up there Wednesday night, and crashed once we got there because it was late. In fact, it was too late for us to get Mad Max takeout.
So if you're from the Pittsburgh or State College area, you obviously know about Mad Max. The cool thing, it's a modern Mexican Tex-Mex type restaurant.
Yeah, it's
but it's very good. But it happens to be the restaurant that's attached to this Days Inn, and you can get room service theoretically. But we never actually got to the hotel room with time to get the room service. But that's okay. It was a place that we often went to in grad school.
Mm-hmm.
So we saw a couple of things in State College, and then we went up to Rhinebeck, and we got there the Friday before, so we were...
No, Thursday.
Thursday before, sorry. We got there the Thursday before, didn't have, but just in time to basically
Just in
go to
time
bed.
for dinner. Bedtime.
And then on Friday, we went to the Roosevelt Museum.
Yes.
And
Presidential Library.
the Presidential Library, which is really, really cool. Very poignant for these days. I'll just leave it at that. If you have an opportunity to go, it brought tears to my eyes. But then there was a mini festival before.
Yeah. So then we went and did some shopping in downtown Rhinebeck and went to Needles Up.
Needles Up, which, when people said that it was a small festival, like I actually didn't even look at what it was. I was like, okay, Jill wants to go to Needles Up. We're going to go to Needles Up. It's like 6 vendors, not even that. 5 vendors?
5 vendors.
5 vendors. That's it, which is cool. And it was packed because you already have all the people in there that are going to Rhinebeck, right?
Yeah.
So it was pretty neat. But I walked in the room. I'm like, great, cool. We've seen Run One. Where's everything else?
Well, you went outside and played tag with the kids. So
Yeah.
I picked up some things from Amy Beth.
Yeah, because having 3 kids in a small packed room full of ravenous fiber fanatics was not a good idea. So, but yeah, we that was cool. And then the next day we went to actual Rhinebeck.
Well, and that evening I went to Indian Tangle.
Oh, that's true. Tell me about that because you didn't even talk about that.
Well, we went later in the night.
I was putting the kids to bed.
So I didn't buy anything from Indian Takeout. I was just going there to see everything. Some of the booths were just empty, like Bowling-Vine. I think she had less than 10 skeins on her grid wall when
my
I was in there.
gosh.
So it's a really great set of hand dyers, but mostly yarn focused. There was one person who had a tiny little bit of fiber, and that was it. So.
Okay.
And then I went and met up with some people from Sweets Off the Wheel Ravelry group at the Roadway Inn for a spin-in. So that was Friday.
Yeah. And then Saturday, we went to actual Rhinebeck. You saw some video already. And I apologize for the quality of some of the video. I actually got a free video camera from work, and I'm like, let's try this. This will be great. It's kind of like a GoPro. And it was very much not. So we had already recorded a bunch of video by that time. But at least there was good video of the leaping llamas if it wasn't for the people standing in the way. Which
the people standing in the way were our children.
Well, no, there was the people right in front of the jumping thing there's the volunteers that were putting the bar back up, and then there was the people helping the volunteers.
Yes, who are actually part of the competition.
Yeah. But that was cool. I was you can, I guess we'll go from end to beginning in that sense. That was fun from the standpoint that I did not expect to see goats and llamas jumping that high. And supposedly in previous years they've gone even higher. So that was fun.
So that was Sunday. Let's talk about Saturday.
Yeah.
So Saturday we got there at open. I ran off to the fleece sale. Nick went off with the 3 kids and then picked up another child.
Yep. We're good friends with the Schweitzer's family, or as best as we can by meeting them at just about every festival we've gone to, and so we took their child for a little bit of the morning.
Yeah.
Give him a hand, and that was fun. We spent most of the time honestly waiting in line for apple cider donuts.
Yes.
Which were pretty good.
They were really good.
And then there was a couple of cool things on the festival grounds that we got to do with the kids. So there was a schoolhouse that they transplanted. Apparently the story is they found that schoolhouse somewhere in the woods, and they literally took it apart, brought it there, and set it back up as a museum. Most of the stuff they said that's in the schoolhouse was stuff that they found in the schoolhouse, so all the chairs and everything.
Saturday at Rhinebeck was really crowded, and so we didn't do too much. We went through like one barn and.
Yeah, it was. The kids were pretty resistant on a lot of stuff because they were worried, I guess, more than anything else, because they didn't know what they could do. There were some cool things in terms of a petting zoo, and we made our, as you saw, we made our appearance at the podcaster meetup.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think I said in the last podcast, I finally feel like I can actually, be at a podcaster meetup.
Yeah.
And the food selection was remarkably good. I would say much better food selection than Maryland.
That's what I told you.
Less lammy things, though.
Yes, that is true.
Less lamb and sheep. Gab was disappointed because they didn't have any lamb burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it was an insane amount of people. I think you said the final numbers were
38,000 for Saturday.
38,000. To give you comparison, so I think we mentioned before that we used to help out with an anime convention called Otakon, which is arguably the largest anime convention in the U.S., and that's 30,000 people, and that completely packs the Baltimore Convention Center, plus some. So the fact that it was an additional almost 10,000 more people is just mind-blowing to me. So that being said, everywhere we went, it felt packed but not claustrophobic, right? There was just so much stuff, and it was so spread out that there is plenty of things to do.
Yeah.
Certainly much easier on Sunday.
Yeah. But there's no way you're going to see everything on Saturday.
Yeah. Yeah. So if you haven't gone to Rhinebeck before and you are planning your trip based on our description,
Go both days.
go both days, or if you're going to do one day, go just Sunday. The other thing is plan for a long drive home. We left a little bit early on Saturday.
Or make sure you stay on the east side of the river.
That's true too. If you're going to the west side of the river, plan for a long drive home. We left early and it took us about
An hour and a half. And the rest of the weekend, it took us only like 20 minutes, maybe half an hour to get to the fair.
How long did she was out for like
2.5 hours.
2.5. So she left at closing at around 5 o'clock.
Yes.
2.5 hours later is when she got back to our same place. So bring a book on tape. So that was most of Saturday. We Sunday, I think the highlights were we went and actually saw the Taste of New York stuff. We saw the competition. I was actually very surprised that the Fleece to Shawl competition was relatively small.
There's only 3 teams.
It was only, I think, 3 or 4. I don't remember if there was 4.
Sorry.
But it was a very, very small number, especially compared to some of the other places. Like Maryland, it's what, 7 teams?
I think Maryland has 6 or 7.
Yeah.
It's still more.
Significantly more. And even Waynesburg has 3-4 teams.
Yeah.
Right? Like, and that's a tiny festival. So, yeah. I don't know. Maybe we should join. And then we got to go through a lot more booths at that point in time. It was easier to walk through with the kids. And then, like I said, there was the leaping llamas, which what do they call it? Leaping animals now? Or leaping livestock?
So they had goats, mostly cashmere goats. I don't remember if there are any Angora goats. And then alpaca
There was
and
one.
llama.
I recall there was at least one. Really beautiful animals that they had there.
I had never really seen Surrey alpaca, which are kind of silky compared to Hyuka or Ukiah alpaca, and those were gorgeous.
Yeah, so I think overall it was a good experience. We had lots of fun.
So you're sold on why Rhinebeck is a magical place?
I wouldn't say it's a magical place. I would say it's definitely fun. It's definitely worth going, and I do want to go again next year. I have to say I am in awe of the people who can sell there. It is just, you have to deal with such a flow of people. And it's not the style of festival we like to sell at. We like to have more interaction with our people, with our customers. We like to have that the time to explain, because we do things a little bit weird and differently from other people. So it's not quite as easy to walk up, see what you want, and pick it up off the shelf. So we like to have that time to discuss with people. So the people that do sell at Rhinebeck, and they all sell very well. It's a very different style from what we like to do. So I don't see us selling at Rhinebeck anytime soon. But never say never. And do you have any closing thoughts about Rhinebeck?
No.
It's a magical place.
It's a magical place.
Okay. And with that, we've got next in the studio. So I'm going to hijack a little bit of the in the studio to talk about Any Knit and Spin, because we are less than a month away. So we've all of our vendors are super excited. We've gotten all of our plans for setup and everything. We're starting our marketing blitz. We have a flyer that we're going to be distributing to local areas, local shops and everything. We should do that this weekend. Drive around to different shops, or maybe I'll cut out of work early and drive around. We've started to make our bags. So we have little tote bags with the Indie Knit and Spin logo. This is our new logo, right? You saw from last podcast. These are nice vinyl heat-pressed bags. This is the first one we made last night, and I really like it. I'm going to go and pump out some more after the podcast is over. And so if you're volunteering, you get one of those bags for free. If you are coming to the festival, then it is $15 for the bag. So if you want one, they're like I said, I like them. Anything else we want to talk about? We're actively looking.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
Indie Knit and Spin is
Maybe we should say what
Pittsburgh
it is.
Indie Fiber Arts Marketplace, started by Cozy. I think it's now in the 6th year. And we took it over from Cozy, and so this will be the first time we're running it. It is November 11th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. at the Wilkins School Community Center in the Regent Square neighborhood of Pittsburgh. We have 27 vendors.
Including us.
Including us. I had kind of not really understood like who all the other vendors were. I knew some of them, like the people who would be in the same room as us, but I didn't have a good feeling of like the overall quality of the vendors because I hadn't gotten to shop the November show in a couple of years because we've been so busy running our own booth. And I have to say, I am really floored at the quality of vendors that we have for Indie Knit and Spin.
It is the best of the best from not even just the Pittsburgh region, but reaching all the way down to Maryland. We have been updating the website daily with new vendor profiles.
I think they all wrap up this weekend.
And www.indieknitandspin.com, where you spell out "and." We've got a flyer. We should put the flyer up on the website too. I will say that the Wilkins School is not the most convenient location. If you have any difficulty with stairs or anything, unfortunately, you're not going to be able to get into it. It is not an
accessible building.
So this is the last show that we will be having at this location. We will be announcing the next location at
once we have a contract. Yeah, hopefully at Indie Knit and Spin, but it's waiting contracts.
So we're really excited. It's what, 3 weeks away?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're in the Pittsburgh area, come on by. It's totally worth it, I promise. Yeah. And we'll be there.
So in other Hipstrings news, I have bins and bins of stuff that is ready to go on the website, but I ran out of price tags. So they are on order, and I'm waiting for them to arrive. As soon as they arrive, a whole bunch of stuff, a lot of yarn, some fiber, including hand-dyed cotton, will be up in the shop. That stuff, of course, will be coming with us to Indie Knit and Spin as well. In November, we have our open studio on November 4th from 10 to 5. And then we are going to also be open for Small Business Saturday.
Which is this Saturday after Black Friday.
Right.
You know, once you've given your multiple dollars to the corporate gods, you can give them to the little guys.
And so we'll be open. That also is the 1-year anniversary of us having the studio open to the public.
And how many years have we been in operation in general?
We got started in May 2013.
Okay.
So we're a little over 4 years old.
Nice.
And so there will be special stuff going on for that Small Business Saturday open studio. I'm going to be bringing out a bunch of like discontinued stuff, my bins for bat making and Willet blends. I'm going to bring back some discontinued yarn that's been sitting at home. And so there'll be a lot of stuff that's only available at the studio that Saturday.
Some one-offs and
Yes.
all that jazz. Seconds,
Mm-hmm.
stuff that didn't quite make the quality cut. So yeah, it's a good opportunity to come by and pick up some good hipstring stuff at a good discount.
Yes.
With that,
Yeah.
I think that's all we have for this week.
Yeah.
We'll be we're getting into it's finally getting to be fall, so it's a good time to be knitting and spinning.
Now is the time to cast on all the things.
Yeah, so we'll have all sorts of new projects to talk about next time.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you very much for watching.
Thank you very much.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Thank you.